All right, let's see. There's an update on the Lego scandal. Remember the huge 200K Lego shit that we watched yesterday, where the dude got arrested a billion times? Well, there's an update on it now. Apparently, the company the police department, the super corrupt police department, that been doing all the arresting, they responded.
Yeah, even more unhinged craziness in this huge Lego scandal with bricks and minifigs has just unfolded. The Utah Police Department that was responsible for a lot of the uh, inexplicably hostile and ridiculous behavior that we talked about yesterday with part 2 from Reckless Ben's investigation. That police department has now sent forth its softest gesture to try and explain their side of things and justify a lot of what's now been put into the
No, it was confirmed, Adola. It was the dad.
public eye. And this guy is so soft-spoken, it is very difficult to even hear him in the first place. This guy must have just had his fucking tonsils removed. So I'm just giving you fair warning. It's going to be hard to hear it, but what you can hear is all the bullshit that he's driveling out. And it's so interesting because there have been numerous opportunities now for Bricks and Minifigs and now the American Fork Police Department here to actually start debunking things if there is another side to this, if everyone is being misled by Ben's videos and it's like manipulated footage and out of context to make them all look bad. It's all like this big dubious plot. If that was the case,
She's dead, Adola. He killed the whole family.
then why hasn't Bricks and Minifigs been able to issue a response that is trustworthy? Their last response had multiple lies in it that are provably incorrect, especially in regards to the consignment. And there's now been 2 instances of the Bricks and Minifigs top brass going on live streams to try and defend and justify their actions, and it's been a fumble. That has been a fucking floundering of the ages there. They haven't been able to explain their side or debunk any of the claims here or anything. And again, their official statement was littered with lies that are easily provably wrong.
Yup, Chris.
So Bricks and Minifigs hasn't been able to defend themselves with any evidence or proof, and now the American Fork Police Department comes forward and also can't do that either, telling multiple lies that are immediately provably wrong. So all of the evidence, the actual evidence being provided, is solely from Ben. That is the only place where you can actually, with your own eyes and ears, see and hear what's been going on. From Bricks and Minifigs and now the police department, the American Fork Police Department, their
What's up, Stella? But why are you saying the exact same thing Adola's saying?
defense is, trust us. You just have to take our word for it. It's all hoopla. They're manipulating and misleading you. If that's the case, then prove your side. Show us the whole thing that apparently throws everything else out of whack from Ben's side. They haven't been able to. This little rat here from Bricks and Minifigs, the CEO, like I mentioned, has even come forward on stream to try and address all of it and garner sympathy and try and explain that they're in the right and Ben's in the wrong. It's all stalking and harassment over nothing. And he's been unable to prove any of his claims. He just keeps falling back on, I've been mean and weird and harassing about it, that kind of thing. If the evidence is on Bricks and Minifigs' side and the police department side, why can't they provide it and show it? Why is their defense always just take us at our word when their word has meant literally nothing? Yeah, here, I haven't watched the police department's video on it yet. I'll pull it up.
My name is Cameron Paul, and I am the Chief of Police for the American Fork
Bro,
Police
they're trying
Department.
to sound like the most friendly possible, as friendly as possible, and the most wholesome and innocent. Because they know all the video footage is absolutely insane.
Okay. Brother, you mind turning up the volume? Holy, it's actual ASMR. Wow. I cannot really hear him. Why is he whispering? Are his parents asleep in the next room? What is this?
Why does Moist Critical use Google Chrome, Internet Explorer, and Opera GX at the same time? That's crazy, bro.
I'd like to
What do you
address
need
the members of our
multiple
American
browsers
Fork and
for?
Cedar Hills community regarding some videos currently circulating on social media that have been presented in a way that calls into question some of the actions of our department.
And we can't have that. You're not allowed to question the actions of our department. We do nothing wrong. Why is it so fucking quiet? I can hardly hear him. I actually can barely hear him. I need to bass boost this guy. Deep fry his ass. Holy, I actually can't hear it at all. Maybe this. Let me see if that helps.
These videos are affiliated with an influencer on YouTube and other social media platforms, and stem from a dispute involving Legos that originates in the state of Oregon. In this message,
I actually have to turn on subtitles. Bro, I can't hear you. Oh my god. Use your outside voice, please. Oh,
No, it's all proof and no claims. Well, it's both. It's both.
wow.
Mr. Johnson reported that earlier that same day, a suspicious male had been at his residence. He stated the male was wearing a baseball cap with a UPS logo taped onto it. Mr. Johnson also reported that a suspicious package had been left at the residence. He explained that what appeared suspicious was that the shipping label did not look legitimate. The package was later determined to contain rubber ducks. Mr. Johnson,
Are you serious, bro? Wasting police time over rubber ducks.
Mr. Johnson, he believed the male was an individual named Benjamin Snyder, who, according to Johnson,
I can't believe it.
Mr. Johnson further explained that civil proceedings were occurring in Oregon and stated that he believed Snyder was sending individuals to his home to harass him. While officers
To serve him, brother, they can only go forward if he gets served the papers, which is what he was trying to explain to the officers that were called out there numerous times, literally countless times. How else, like, he can't go himself because Josh is a bitch and has, like, formally trespassed him, so if he shows up, he goes to jail for it. But by law, through the legal process, he has to serve those papers. So, like, what's he
Let him
supposed to
finish
do?
talking,
Now, the rubber
Tyler.
ducks, that's probably something totally separate. I'm sure that probably doesn't tie directly in
Yeah,
to
that-
serving him
I
the
don't-
papers.
I don't think that was even Ben. I think that was just someone else. Like, he's not the only person that hates this. Ben's not the only person that hates this guy.
But brother, it's not harassing him to try and serve him the legal documents.
This cop got a mic.
This is a legit
far
tactic
away.
process servers use, by the way. The rubber ducks is? Let me look that up. I'm very unfamiliar with all of this, so let me see. No, like using disguises. Oh, that I know. I thought you were talking about the rubber ducks. No, I know about that. That's a very common thing. I thought you were talking about sending rubber ducks for some reason as like first contact.
Nah, it's a
Officer
good
Tonga
strat.
issued
Think
Adams
about
a
it, 'cause
trespass
it gets him
warning
off
at
guard.
Mr. Johnson's request and instructed him not to return to Mr. Johnson's residence. At approximately the same time, Officer Richardson arrived in the area and located a dark-colored Hyundai vehicle. Richardson initiated a traffic stop on the vehicle for failing to stop before the stop line at a stop sign and failing to stop completely at that stop sign.
Does this guy then go on to say the officer was incorrect? Because we have the dash cam.
That's what I was about to say. Are they gonna ignore the facts? This police department needs to be shut down permanently.
He realizes this lie is immediately debunked when you look at the dash cam. They stopped at the stop
It's
sign.
already been proved.
This is a provable lie. Surely he goes on to say that the officer was incorrect, right? Obviously, he's gonna.
Nah, bro, I need to see, what is the reckless Ben? I need to see if the GoFundMe's at.
Search warrant. Hand up.
Woo! Hell yeah! We checked yesterday, it was at 80,000. Now it's at 167,000. Who's this guy? Whatever, this guy's a goat though. Let's see who the top donators are. A lot of... Oh, Ethan Klein? Alright, good. I was saying Ethan needs to do something about this because he's always supporting lawsuits. Has he talked about it on his channel though? H3 podcast. Oh, he did. Highlights. I don't want to watch the whole shit. Okay, we're gonna see that soon. That's gonna be a good interview. Bro, people need to donate more, guys. We need to get this shit to freaking $1 million and then just destroy that the police department.
He's gonna mention that, no doubt.
And as you can see, we didn't even do a rolling stop. We fully stopped at the stop sign. So this is an illegal traffic stop.
That's a clip from Ben's video that just shows in broad daylight, no smoke and mirrors, no baloney. They stopped at that stop sign. Just wanted to dump that in here as a little refresher because what the spokesperson here for the police department is stating is provably false. There is a video, this is from the officer's own dash cam. So either this guy hasn't seen the evidence and is deciding to do this anyway to beclown himself, or they are knowingly lying. I'm more inclined to believe the latter because this isn't the only lie he tells. He tells multiple lies that are provably wrong based on all of the publicly available evidence.
Richardson contacted the driver, who identified himself as Tyler Shaw. A rear passenger also identified himself as Benjamin Schneider. When Officer Tonga arrived at the...
Nope, nothing about it being incorrect about the not stopping at the stop sign. Nothing about that. You know your own evidence contradicts your statement, right? This is is this a crime? Are you allowed to just lie about the circumstances of this? I don't know.
This guy looks like he has a lot of messed up things in his basement.
I'm not a police officer. I'm not a lawyer.
Allegedly.
contact him as part of the investigation.
There's got to be a way to turn this guy up. There's got to be. I can't even focus on what he's saying because I can hardly fucking hear it. I feel like I'm taking like a physical with the doctor right now to check my hearing. This is unbelievable. This is unbelievable how soft-spoken this guy is.
To contact Mr. Johnson because, according to Snyder,
Because they're gonna be like, see, I'm so calm and passive while saying this. I'm in the right. Even though they're just lying about all this shit.
Could not proceed without an attempt at verbal reconciliation.
I mean, it's not just according to them, it's according to law, brother. Why are you making it sound like that's up for debate? It's literally part of the legal process. I don't know why he's trying to frame it that way.
During the interaction, Officer Fraughton indicated he believed Shaw's eyes appeared glossy and expressed concern regarding possible impairment.
You're not going to mention why they got, like, why?
Yeah, John falsely accused them of having heroin in their car and kept them there for 4 hours.
This has happened now? Because someone put in a tip that they had heroin? Are we just glossing over that? Did I miss it because I can't fucking hear this guy at all? Sounds like he's talking to me from underwater? We're not going to address the fact that you...
I need to get to this original video so I can dislike it. Hold on. How much dislikes does it have? If I speak low, they won't hear my BS. Bricks and figs. Bribes and fibs. Police officer gaslights you to sleep ASMR. If anyone's stalking, it's the police stalking you, Ben. Corruption caught in 4K. White background, bright lights, exposure level set to radioactive, audio level set to whisper, corruption set to max.
You have just pulled them over because someone gave you a tip that they have heroin, so now you're acting off of just like a fraudulent lie, and now you're saying, oh, his eyes looked glossy. We're not going to bring that up? Interesting, very interesting.
Officer Hawkins asked Shaw if he would be willing to participate in field sobriety testing to ensure he was safe to drive. Shaw agreed. Field sobriety tests were conducted and no signs of impairment were observed. During this same time, while Officer Hawkins was conducting his investigation, Officer Fraughton used his police service dog to conduct an open-air sniff around the vehicle. Fraughton's police service dog alerted to the presence of the odor of a controlled substance. Subsequently searched. No illegal substances were located inside of the vehicle or of her...
Bro, we'll play after this video. This is important, guys. You don't understand. This is the most crazy political corrupt shit in America.
Residents taking photographs of the home. The female was described as wearing long, fake, curly hair. Shortly afterward, Joshua Johnson contacted police and reported he was going to shoot someone as a result of the ongoing harassment. Multiple officers immediately responded to the area. While en route, Officer Sumlot with the American Fork Police Department.
That seems like a really...
He threatened to kill somebody?
Contacted police, curly hair. Witnesses were located inside of the vehicle door of her residence, taking photographs of the home. The female was described as wearing long, fake, curly hair. Shortly afterward, Joshua Johnson contacted police and reported he was going to shoot someone as a result of the ongoing harassment.
And they still arrest Ben.
Multiple officers immediately responded to the area. While en route, Officer Sumbot with the American Fork Police Department.
That seems like a really interesting thing just to get through pretty quickly. He kind of spit that out as if it was nothing, but to me that was kind of eye-opening. So he called the police because once again, they have shown up.
They arrested Ben for being a threat to fucking the other guy, but that other guy's the only one that's... The other guy's the one that threatened to shoot him.
To try and figure out a way to serve him these legal papers that he's...
Politicians are corrupt everywhere. But it's not even politicians. It's private companies corrupting the police. There's not even politicians involved in this.
Avoiding, like, Garfield on Mondays. And now he's told the police, they're here again, and I'm going to shoot someone. Pardon? What? That's pretty alarming behavior, I'd say. From everything I've seen and from everything even the police have described, there's been nothing threatening to Josh or his family's safety or anything. They are just trying every possible option to get him to take these papers as part of the legal process that they are required to do. And now he's saying that he was going to shoot one of them for this continued attempt to make contact for getting served these papers. Is that not like not like something that's a big deal? I think it probably should be.
Mr. Johnson stated that the prior owner, Crystal Law, had reported...
No, we already know this part. You're just going to tell them that lie.
...sent to the store to secure the franchise location and protect company assets. Mr. Johnson further explained...
Not company assets, by the way, since they didn't pay for it and apparently don't do consignment, so it's not theirs.
Mansell. But according to Johnson, Mansell had not been paid. Mr. Johnson stated that when he arrived at the Oregon franchise location, Mansell demanded payment from Johnson and his business partner. Johnson reported that corporate representatives advised him they would address the consignment issue directly. However, Johnson claimed that Mansell continued attempting to hold Johnson and his business partner personally responsible under the agreement. Mr. Johnson also
pretty reasonable.
There were Lego sets believed to belong to Mansell that remained at the store. According to Johnson, they offered to return those items, but Mansell refused and continued demanding compensation. Mr. Johnson alleged that Mansell had hired Benjamin Snyder to harass, stalk, vandalize the store, threaten to murder the man.
Threaten to murder?
And forge signatures.
The forged signatures apparently ties into the rubber duck, so maybe that's true, but threatened to murder the manager of the store? What? Yeah, just like Josh believed that there was heroin in Ben's vehicle, which...
Damn, he watched this when the video didn't even have a single like.
Obviously, it wasn't true.
Penguin reacted to shit early.
What an interesting thought there. What an interesting theory. So they're saying now that they offered to return the Legos and Brian refused. That would be news to me. Because even when their fucking COO or CEO, whoever it was that went on stream to beclown himself publicly last night, even he was like, we're not giving them back. You just...
Several incidences from the previous days allegedly involving Snyder and or Snyder's affiliates. Officer Sumbot informed Mr. Johnson that Snyder stated he was present with a process server to serve legal paperwork.
Is that right? It's because the Legos they offered to return were valued between $2.5 to $5K, so it was a small fraction of what they stole. Is that it? So they did offer to give him back like 2 sets from the collection? Like, all right, here, scram, here's 2 sets back. So that's what he's referring to?
Johnson claimed the paperwork was fraudulent. Officer Sumbot again contacted Snyder, who stated they needed to physically deliver copies of the paperwork to Mr. Johnson. Officer Sumbot's report states, Snyder told me he was following the government's instructions and that Johnson keeps calling the cops on him to avoid getting in trouble for his crimes. Snyder said this is the 3rd time Johnson has called the cops because he thinks that if he keeps calling the cops on him, he can get away with it. but we are showing him that he's not going to get away with these crimes. Snyder
Fair.
They're trying to make it seem like that's a bad thing.
Sounds good.
to take the paperwork to Mr. Johnson, which Officer Sumbot did in an attempt to help Mr. Snyder. Officer Sumbot advised Mr. Johnson that the paperwork
arrested him for
appeared
that.
to be related to a claim and a case that originated in Oregon. Mr. Johnson stated that he had already contacted the Oregon Law Enforcement Agency with jurisdiction, which was the Kaiser Police Department, and had been told that nothing had been filed. Mr. Johnson
from
also
America.
stated he believed this
That's interesting, considering there's evidence that it had been filed that the officers even looked at too.
and declined to accept service.
Okay.
Sumbot contacted the Marion County Circuit Court in Oregon to verify the legitimacy of the paperwork. The court confirmed that the case was indeed legitimate, but that papers had already been served and no hearing date had yet been scheduled.
Why was that never? Is that true?
That would be big if true. Doesn't seem true though.
Yeah. So this is what you're trying to serve them with? Yes. That's required by the court that we have. I wish we could. Okay. You okay if I give these papers to them?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Oh, do they show this with no redactions?
Okay, we might need you to fill out some documents later then, as proof of service, if that's okay, but because whoever serves him has to fill out a proof of service and might have to fill out some court papers, but
Nope, still redacted. Cool.
Suspicious.
So we'll go ahead and take the full department's
What was that?
word on it.
he does not want the paper. So
He's not want the papers?
here's that back for you.
Okay.
He wanted you trespassed.
While officers were speaking with the involved parties, a sign was also located on the park strip across from Mr. Johnson's residence.
It's so interesting. If the
Yeah, that's what happened, man. He stole the diamond.
order of events is he had already been served the papers appropriately, and this was all for content, it surely would have been really easy to let us see that conversation and him prove that he had already gotten the service. But I guess we just have to trust the American Fork Police Department that they're being truthful. We know Josh is a real upstanding guy. We know he's no nonsense, straight as an arrow. So we should extend that same courtesy to the American Fork Police Department, which has already told 2 bold-faced lies in this statement already alone. Provable lies, by the way. I want to linger on that for just a minute. So the claim is that Josh declined it because he said that he had already been properly served these papers, so this was all just a content thing. Why does the officer just immediately take Josh at his word, and why can't we see that conversation if all of this is truly by the book? This doesn't debunk anything. This is still the exact same order of events that is presented in Ben's video. He declines the service. I just, why is that allowed? Like, I don't get it. I don't see why that's allowed for Josh when it doesn't appear to be allowed for, like, ordinary people.
Let's keep
Officers
going.
had already given Snyder earlier warnings. Snyder responded that he believed he was following court procedure. An individual commits stalking if the individual intentionally or knowingly engages in a course of conduct directed at a specific individual. And
I bet my fart was more
So now they're gonna get him charged with stalking for trying to go ahead with the court case.
audible than this guy's entire speech so far.
I hate
caused
this police
a
department.
reasonable person to fear for the individual's own safety or the safety of another, or to suffer other emotional distress. Utah law defines a course of conduct as 2 or more acts directed toward a specific individual, including, but not limited to, following, monitoring, observing, photographing, surveilling, or communicating to or about an individual. It also includes approaching or confronting an individual, appearing at an individual's
Oh,
residence,
I'm really sharing that video.
contacting
We'll
an
spread the
individual's
hate.
neighbors.
No, I get it. Like, you can definitely make the argument that it would be like stalking or harassment adjacent, but if the orders of the legal system are to serve these papers, and he constantly uses the police department as his own fucking hound dogs to prevent him from doing that, what else is he supposed to do? How else do you serve those papers? They're really fixated on that element as opposed to giving the solution of how he's supposed to lawfully serve these papers in the event that they are
Yeah, they're just like, nope, you can't do that, and no, you're not allowed to go there. So just be stuck in limbo for the rest of your life, or I'll go in jail.
refusing the service.
That's not how it works.
I'm genuinely, what else do? You get a process servicer, which is what he did, right? Wasn't that the legal processor? So like,
But it was weird though. The processor never got out of the car and actually delivered the papers. She just sat in the car with him for hours. Like, why didn't she actually go and do her job then?
did.
He got a processor to sit in his car, but the processor never did anything.
So what's the other method? If you can't do email and you can't do phone, it has to be physical for whatever fucking reason, and they just keep saying, nuh-uh.
Yeah.
What else, like, how else are you supposed to do it that doesn't somehow tiptoe on this line of what is stalking adjacent? Like, I get, like, the filming and stuff, yeah, you could definitely make that as a stronger case, whatever. But the guy is still just refusing it. That still seems like you should be more on the side of the person trying to deliver this lawful order from the legal system to the guy who knowingly still hasn't paid out the small claims court loss that he owes. He is still dodging that, which is a crime. So I don't know, just what's the solution then? I'd love to hear the American Fork Police Department explain it. I'd love to know. The server does it on your behalf, which is what they tried. Even the officer in this, like in the video and even in their own body cam, the officer was going to be the server, but Josh said no. So he didn't serve it, and they redacted the entire conversation suspiciously. Or not suspicious, obviously, there's nothing fishy going on there. But like, even a police officer who went to serve it didn't successfully serve it because Josh said no. So then what do? It still counts as served at that point? Not in the system, it doesn't. How would they know? How would they know if it counts as served if the guy said no? Because you have to submit it. And like Ben said, I think he's right. I have heard of this.
I think it's just acknowledging. I think it's like seeing the paper and acknowledging its existence. That's enough.
The submitter, like the actual processor, the person that serves it, has to also fill it out to confirm that it has been served. So I don't think you can just be like, oh, it was close enough, so it counts. But you could make the case that it's overboard because of, like, he kept showing up. But again, without a whole lot of options, how else are you even going to attempt to pursue justice in a case like this?
Cause that Snyder had committed the offenses of stalking and targeted residential picketing under Utah law. Snyder was subsequently arrested and transported to the Utah County Jail.
Bro, they did not have these reasons for arrest until days later, weeks later. They arrested him with nothing, and now they're making the shit that he's like a stalker.
That was his first arrest. That arrest happened right after they learned that the lawsuit and everything was legitimate. So the officer got that information, confirmed it through the official channels, and then they immediately went to arrest him, by the way.
And observed 4 individuals hanging a sign directly across from Johnson's residence. The sign appeared to be either the same sign or a replica of the sign that was referenced in case 26AF02033. Officer Richardson contacted the group and asked what they were doing. The group stated they were supporting a GoFundMe campaign for a dying man. One of the individuals, later identified as Sheldon Norcross, voluntarily showed Officer Richardson his phone to display the GoFundMe. While viewing the phone, Officer Richardson observed that Norcross was actively engaged in a FaceTime call. Officer Richardson asked Norcross who it was he was speaking with, and specifically asked whether it was Benjamin Snyder. Norcross confirmed Snyder was on the FaceTime call.
God, he's like their boogeyman over there in Utah.
The known facts and the elements of Utah's stalking statute, and taking into consideration the new actions from that.
Bro, they're like, oh yes, we can just get up from stalking. It's so easy.
That day, Officer Richardson
The cops
established
think they're so smart, bro.
cause.
This GoFundMe needs more money, bro. They needs more Oh shit. Damn. Even the side ladies raised 50 grand. Bro, someone... They're pumping in. The money pumping in. You are hereby placed on formal notice that the American Fork Police Department and its personnel are subject to federal review effective immediately. All records. If that was true, that would be so funny, but it's not true. I'm gonna donate like $100 to them off stream. Okay, where's this police department? There it is. So it's an insult account. I see.
To arrest Snyder for an additional count of
Interesting.
stalking.
Jesus.
Specifically, Richardson believed Snyder was coordinating conduct through third parties that constituted a continued course of conduct under the statute we reviewed. Officer Richardson then decided to seize Norcross's phone, pending the approval of a search warrant, in order to preserve potential...
Keyword pending approval. They weren't pending approval. They never even thought about it. They just saw them there 10 minutes ago and stole his phone. He didn't already get the court to pen the fucking
evidence and prevent the deletion or alteration of any data. According to Officer Richardson's report, when Norcross was informed that the phone was going to be seized, Norcross immediately began manipulating the device.
Oh my god, he's actually going for it. He's alting. That manipulating the device, it's all on camera, by the way. He went to lock his phone. That's the manipulation there.
Fast Star Dash. Oh, bro, I don't even like their website's weird. You can't get off of it once you're in it. God damn it, man. All right, bet. I think we saw this exact officer lady. We've seen her in the video. She is one of those, the person that was assaulting him. Cool, it just doesn't load. Hell yeah. Bro, this is so infuriating. I'm gonna follow them just so I can stalk them.
They're talking about on the device, making it sound like he went in there with like a fucking magnet or something to start like tampering with it and erasing it, like he hacked into the mainframe. Because the officer fucking freaked out. He's like, "Don't do it," and he's like reaching for his gun or something. "Don't do it! You're destroying evidence!" Because he locked his phone. Officially applying.
Richardson wrote in his report, Norcross then immediately opened his phone and began manipulating it. which led myself and Lieutenant Adamson to believe he was attempting to destroy evidence on his device.
Bro, I bet by the time this court case comes out for the police department, they would have deleted every single bit of body cam and redacted all of it as well. Thank God for Ben. Ben needs to be saving as much shit as possible in his own hard drives and then giving that hard drive to somebody unrelated to him. So even if he gets arrested, they can't take it all and seize it.
At that point, Officer Richardson and Lieutenant Adamson forcibly removed the phone from Norcross's grasp after what Richardson describes in his...
And they forgot to mention that they came up to his car 6 times and then left 6 times, letting him go, saying you're okay, and then came back the 7th time to arrest him.
Report has a very brief
In one day.
altercation.
Altercation?
Norcross
You just took his phone and that was it. That
guns
was the end of it.
stalking investigation. At this time, officers did not know where Snyder was located. While still on scene, Officer Richardson received information from an American Fork resident stating that several YouTubers had been renting an Airbnb property from this citizen. Officers
This is when they
responded
raid
to
it.
Airbnb with the intent to arrest Snyder for an additional count of stalking.
That is not what the document said! They're lying! It said they were there for seized Legos!
So it really seems like the entire community over here, like the Mormon community here, is all over Josh's meat to like really ride or die for him. So now they're just snitching on them just having an Airbnb. That seems completely unprompted that one of the residents was like, there's some YouTubers that bought this Airbnb.
How does the reason for their swatting change?
Go
We saw the
raid them
documents.
with guns,
How can they change the documents after they were released?
please, ASAP. That's scary. That's some freaky shit.
Upon arrival, officers developed probable cause, including information gathered from video surveillance from the Airbnb, to believe that Snyder had entered the residence and had not yet exited. Officers then prepared a search warrant affidavit requesting authorization to enter the residence to locate and arrest Snyder. During contact with the Airbnb...
By the way, they don't do this for real stalkers. They would never do this to a real stalker.
Yeah, bro.
For an average normal citizen, if you have a stalker that is like a threat to your actual life, they would never go this far.
They won't even do this for like Pokimane when she's getting like people in her backyard with guns.
You would be dead in the ground before they ever even thought of acting.
The owner reported overhearing conversations about possible stolen Legos.
No shit, that's what they're there. They're there investigating this. Oh my god!
Specifically, officers wrote in the search warrant affidavit, the homeowner also disclosed that he could hear multiple individuals inside the residence speaking about possibly stolen Lego toys they had taken.
How reliable.
Officers added a request within the search warrant affidavit seeking authorization.
We heard some like crackhead say that he thought he heard them talking about Legos they stole.
Including Lego merchandise. 4th District Judge Roger W. Griffin.
By the way, this is exactly what Josh said he would do if he pursued legal action against him, if he tried to sue him. Josh said point blank, you stole the Legos then, bitch, how about that? So you have 2 choices. You can shut the fuck up, or we can go this route. Ben didn't shut up, and now all of a sudden they've got a search warrant here about some stolen Legos that they got from an anonymous guy who was apparently just chit-chatting, thinking that he heard them talking about the stolen Legos they have.
Reviewed and approved the search warrant. Officers executed the warrant as a knock and announce warrant. What this means is that our officers take the time to knock on the door, to present themselves as officers,
They did not do that.
and to inform anyone inside that they have a search warrant.
They
as they
came
were
in,
doing
like,
this-
attacked the fuck out of them, broke his arm.
Individuals came to the door. During Snyder's detention, Lieutenant Adamson took hold of Snyder's right arm. Lieutenant Adamson later reported that he felt Snyder tense his arm, at which point Adamson moved Snyder's right arm behind his back to place him into custody. Mr. Snyder later addressed this incident in one of his YouTube videos. In the X-ray image displayed by Mr. Snyder in that video, a small L is visible in the upper right-hand corner of the X-ray. The L indicates the image is that of the left shoulder. The video shows Lieutenant Adamson handling Schneider's right arm during the arrest.
Damn.
Oh, that's
bro.
interesting.
Officers
Oh, that's very interesting. Bro, Ben, if that's true, Ben is stupid. He can't be doing any fake shit. Because then, if he does one lie, it's that the cops are gonna be able to say all of his shit's a lie.
documented no complaints of arm or shoulder pain by Mr. Schneider during his detention, transport,
We have
or booking
investigated
process
ourselves and
at the
found no
jail.
wrongdoing.
All 5 individuals were
That's a good
transported
one.
to the American Fork Police Department. Due to limited interview room availability, the individual...
That was just a stock image. In the video, is it just a stock image? I didn't look too hard at it. What the officer fails to address, though, is why he did that in the first place. The officer said that Ben was attempting to run. I don't know, in video, dunk on his arm. He is. So it filed. I've done all I can.
Detective Nicosia. The contents of those interviews are documented in the Associated Police reports, which will be made available through a link accompanying this.
You can't because they took down their website.
Ultimately, Detective Nicosia
They moved it to the Bricks and Minifigs official site, I bet.
appeared to have
American Fork took down their own website. Is that why I couldn't find it?
been acting at the direction
They're private contractors now.
of Mr. Snyder. These 3 individuals were ultimately released from the police department. Mr. Snyder was subsequently transported to the Utah County Jail, where he was booked for an additional charge of stalking.
No, they arrested him for the GoFundMe. Every single thing they've arrested him for, they've totally changed late after the fact. What about the GoFundMe?
I understand that many people following this situation online have strong feelings regarding the underlying business dispute out of Oregon and allegations that individuals may have lost significant amounts of money. I recognize that people are frustrated, angry, and may feel that justice has not been served in relation to those allegations. Those concerns are understandable. I understand them and I'm empathetic to them. And nothing in the actions taken by the American Fork Police Department should be interpreted as validating, supporting, or defending anyone involved in that separate civil.
How?
Are you retarded? You've lied about... Oh my god, this is the most angry I've
How
ever
can you
been.
possibly say that with a straight face and a soft voice? At no point
Because, I guess in the moment of religion, it's supported to lie for your fellow brothers.
throughout this
Lie, steal, cheat, hurt, attack, imprison, enslave for your fellow brothers.
entire thing has a single law enforcement official from your department been anything but confrontational to Ben and his team. Despite a literal court victory, they continue to treat him as though everything he's presenting is fabricated and false. And instead, constantly at the beck and call of Josh. How can you possibly even say that, man? What a joke. And, that's a good point, the female cop that was on the scene like the first time with the Brandon Best, when he went to have like the civil discussion there, as lawfully ordered to do, she immediately regurgitated what Brandon Best was saying, instantly taking his side and supporting his account of the events. Again, the body cam betrays.
We remain committed to enforcing the law fairly, objectively, and transparently.
Then get Josh's ass to court, bro. The whole thing could have been solved if he would just take the papers. Your officer couldn't even give him the papers because he has more power than your department, I guess, where he can just say no. And he still hasn't paid out the settlement. What are you talking about, man? If that's what you want, then enforce the law fairly. They still have any of the sets? Have it? I probably see it's deep and that forces what's.
They've definitely sold almost all the sets by now, and that's the main problem. Even if they wanted to give them back, they couldn't. And then they're Jews, they don't want to they don't want to give the money as well.
Austin, super hot. Every girl wants a shot, but he can't go to the bars no more. His race is too high, it's lore. He loves LeBron, that's for sure, but the girls, they just want more. Austin, what to do when every girl wants you?